Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the greatest stories ever told. Today, we're journeying back to ancient Crete to unravel the tragic tale of the Minotaur. But this isn't just a story about a monster in a maze. It's a story about broken promises, royal pride, and the terrible consequences of defying the gods. Our story begins not with a beast, but with a king. Minos of Crete, one of the most powerful and ambitious rulers in the ancient world. When the throne of Crete became vacant, Minos claimed he had the divine right to rule, a blessing from the gods themselves. To prove this, he prayed to Poseidon, the mighty god of the sea, to send him a sign. He asked for a magnificent white bull to emerge from the waves, promising to sacrifice it immediately in Poseidon's honor. As the morning mist cleared from the Cretan shore, a creature of breathtaking beauty appeared. A bull as white as sea foam, with horns that gleamed like polished silver. Its muscles rippled with divine power. The people of Crete gasped in awe. This was undeniable proof the gods favored Minos. With this sign, his claim to the throne was secured. But here is where our tragedy truly begins. When Minos looked upon the celestial bull, he was not filled with piety, but with greed. It was too perfect, too majestic to be sacrificed. He thought, surely Poseidon has so many treasures beneath the sea, he won't miss this one bull. So Minos made a fateful decision. He hid the divine bull among his own herds and sacrificed a lesser, ordinary bull in its place, hoping the sea god wouldn't notice. He was wrong. The gods of Olympus see everything, and there is no greater offense than scorning their generosity. Poseidon, enraged by Minos's hubris and broken vow, devised a punishment that was both cruel and poetic. He would not strike Minos down directly. Instead, he would turn Minos's own pride and family against him. Poseidon's curse fell upon Minos's wife, Queen Posipo. The god of the sea inflicted Posipo with a consuming, unnatural, desirant, overwhelming passion for the very white bull her husband had refused to sacrifice. She was driven mad by this divinely inspired obsession, unable to think of anything else. It was a torment that haunted her day and night. Desperate for relief, she confided in the most brilliant craftsman and inventor in all of Greece, Daedalus. Daedalus, a genius who had fled Athens and found refuge in Minos's court, listened to the queen's impossible request. Using his unparalleled skill, he constructed a hollow wooden cow, covered it with a real cowhide, and mounted it on wheels. He placed the queen inside this contraption and wheeled it into the meadow where the white bull grazed. The divine bull was deceived. From this cursed union, a monstrous offspring was born. It had the body of a man, but the head and tail of a bull. It was a creature of immense strength and savage ferocity. They named him Asterion, but the world would come to know him by another name, the Minotaur, which simply means the bull of Minos. As the creature grew, its animalistic nature took over. It had an insatiable hunger, not for grass or grain, but for human flesh. Minos was horrified and ashamed. This monster was a constant, living symbol of his sin and the god's displeasure. He couldn't kill it was, in a twisted way, his own kin, but he couldn't allow it to roam free. Once again, Minos summoned the inventor Daedalus, but this time for a much darker purpose. He commanded Daedalus to design and build an inescapable prison for the Minotaur. Daedalus, with his legendary intellect, conceived of the labyrinthine, impossibly complex maze of winding corridors, dead ends, and confusing turns, so cleverly designed that once inside, even Daedalus himself could barely find his way out. The Minotaur was cast into the dark heart of this architectural nightmare, hidden away from the world. But the monster's hunger remained. To feed it, Minos waged a war with Athens. After his son Androgeos was killed in Athens, Minos demanded a terrible tribute in retribution. Every 9 years, the Athenians were to send 7 of their finest young men and 7 of their bravest young women to Crete. These 14 youths were not sent as slaves or servants. They were sent as sacrifices. Upon arrival, they would be thrown unarmed into the labyrinth to be hunted and devoured by the Minotaur. Twice the tribute was paid. Twice, 14 Athenian families mourned their children, lost to the beast in the maze. The city of Athens was gripped by sorrow and despair. As the third tribute approached, a hero decided that enough was enough. This hero was Theseus, the brave and noble son of the Athenian king. Theseus volunteered himself as one of the 7 young men, vowing to his father and to the people of Athens that he would enter the labyrinth, slay the Minotaur, and end the horrific tribute once and for all. It was a mission that seemed destined for failure. No one had ever survived the labyrinth, let alone faced the monster within and lived to tell the tale. When the Athenian ship, with its black sails of mourning, arrived in Crete, the young tributes were paraded before King Minos. It was there that Minos' daughter, the Princess Ariadne, first laid eyes on Theseus. She was immediately struck by his courage and heroic bearing, and fell deeply in love with him. She couldn't bear the thought of him being torn apart by her monstrous half-brother. That night, Ariadne secretly went to Theseus. She offered him a deal. She would help him survive the labyrinth if he would promise to take her away from Crete and marry her. Theseus, seeing his only chance for survival, readily agreed. Ariadne then gave him 2 crucial items, which she had obtained from the labyrinth's own creator, Daedalus: a sword to fight the beast, and a simple ball of thread. Her instructions were clear. Tie one end of the thread to the entrance of the labyrinth and unravel it as you walk. That way, after you have slain the Minotaur, you can simply follow the thread back to find your way out of the darkness. Theseus entered the twisting corridors, the thread trailing behind him. He ventured deeper and deeper into the suffocating gloom, the chilling roars of the Minotaur echoing through the passages. Finally, in the central chamber, he came face to face with the beast. A ferocious battle ensued. It was a clash of hero against monster, of civilization against raw savagery. With his strength and the sword from Ariadne, Theseus fought valiantly and ultimately, he defeated the Minotaur, ending its tragic existence. Following the lifeline of Ariadne's thread, Theseus retraced his steps and emerged from the labyrinth, victorious. He gathered the other Athenian youths, found Ariadne, and they all fled to their ship, sailing away from Crete under the cover of night, leaving King Minos to his empty labyrinth and his endless shame. The cycle of sacrifice was broken. The story of the Minotaur serves as a powerful warning about the dangers of pride and the consequences of breaking a sacred oath. Minos's desire for a single, beautiful bull ultimately led to the creation of a monster, the death of countless youths, and a permanent stain on his legacy. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest monsters we face are the ones we create ourselves. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the heart of the labyrinth. What are your thoughts on this myth? Do you see Minos or the Minotaur as the true victim? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring these ancient stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure into mythology. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.